If you're frustrated because you're not reaching your full potential, I'm going to tell you exactly why it is and what you can do to overcome the limiting beliefs that you have, the lack of motivation you have, the lack of discipline you have, and the lack of consistency that's holding you back from truly becoming who you know in your mind, in your heart, you really want to be. Up to the point where I was 12 years old, I was told that by the people around me that I wasn't really good enough. I trained in baseball. My dad put extra work in me, but when you're not accepted by the kids in your school, when you're not accepted by the people around you, or you're told you can't be good enough, what ends up happening, you start to believe that. How many times have you talked to people and you told them something you want to do, and they'll either say, oh, it's not really possible. How are you going to do that? All these things. And what happens is you start to believe them. You start to believe that maybe they are right. Maybe I really can't do this. How is that? How am I going to be able to start that? Whether it's a business or working out, or you want to lose some weight. Oh man, losing weight's really hard. Like you have to eat shitty food. I rather enjoy all this food. So you start to realize that maybe some people that are older than you, or even people your age, your friends are like, no, I've tried that, it didn't work. So it starts to kind of demotivate you. Like, man, maybe they are right. Maybe it is not possible, but I really want this thing. I'm here to tell you that it's in you. It's in you for you to achieve that. We're always limited by those around us who have limited themselves. And usually somebody that tells you that you can't do something, they're speaking from their own potential, from their own possibilities. It's very easy for the people around you who try to do something once, failed once or twice, and they give up. Now they think they can't do it. So why are they going to encourage you to do something that they weren't able to do? Because ultimately they have to admit to themselves that they weren't able to do it, that they quit. So it's easier for them to be like, nah, man, it's not even possible. And so what ends up happening is that you might be feeling this level of pain because you might feel stuck, because you wanted to go after this goal. You have this vision of yours. Maybe you have this vision of building this great body. Maybe you're under 6 foot and you're like, wow, like I'm sure I won't be able to build this body, or that I'm always going to feel insecure because I don't feel good enough. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I talk. I can't speak. I try to get on camera, whatever it might be. There's a point in my life where I wanted to go to veterinarian school. I wanted to be a vet. I wanted to help animals. And I'll never forget flipping through a book of, they give you in school, it's like, hey, what careers do you want? And I will never forget looking at veterinarian, becoming a vet. At the bottom it said you have to have a 3.0. And I told myself immediately, I couldn't do that. There's no way I can get a 3.0 GPA in school. I suck at school. I'm not that good at school. In the beginning, my parents pushed me a lot to do baseball, a lot. My brother was the scholar. He was the one that was really good at school. I was just the athlete. So I never pushed myself to actually get good grades. I never pushed myself to actually study, do my homework, pay attention in class, because I had told myself I'm not that good at school. I suck at school. I suck at this. So I started to internalize, based on my results that I got in that moment, who I was and who I couldn't be. Ask yourself, who's told me I couldn't get the 6-pack? Who's told you that you couldn't start a business? Who's told you that you can't make a certain amount of money? Who's told you these lies? Because whatever you're trying to achieve, there's at least 1,000 or 1,000,000 other people who have been able to achieve that. You want to get a 6-pack? There's plenty of people who have a 6-pack. You want to be able to build your own business and become a multimillionaire? You can definitely do that. You want to get a specific car? They made that car for a fucking reason. You want to get a woman that looks a certain way, does certain things, she's out there. You just haven't found her yet, or you haven't became the man that needed to attract her. Everything that you want in your life is attainable, but then you have to really go within yourself and ask, why does it feel like I can't achieve it? Maybe you tried and you failed. Maybe you tried again and it didn't work out. Well, think to yourself, is it because I can't do it, or I just haven't learned how to do it? And I see that on a daily basis. I see a lot of people trying to go after things, or they have aspirations. Every time I talk to them, what's your passion? What do you love to do? All right, if money didn't matter, what would you do? Oh, I'd do this. All right, then do that. Well, immediately there comes the story that they've consistently built behind themselves. I've tried, it's hard. I have a buddy of mine who does it and they didn't do it well. What is it? Who is it? Who has instilled these limiting beliefs in your mind? And I know at first it can be hard. Can I really do that? What if, instead of thinking if you could do that, You tell yourself, what if I give it everything I have? What if I put all my heart into it? And every time it didn't work, it was just an opportunity for me to learn from the lesson. It's an opportunity for me to learn from the mistake. I'll tell you, after working out for 18 years, I've tried different diets, I've tried different workouts, and yes, when you don't get the result you want immediately, it's frustrating, it's annoying, it's demotivating. You almost want to give up. You feel inferior because you're like, I can't fucking do it. It's frustrating. You get so annoyed, you get angry, and what ends up happening is because you can't do it in that moment, you didn't get the result quick enough, you stop or you go towards a different route. You're always gonna feel like it's never enough. That's one thing I've learned. You're always gonna feel like it's never enough. But why? Because you want this. It's within you. You're born. You're not just this physical being. You're this spiritual being. And something that I've been learning is like you gotta have a level of faith. And whatever you go after, you have to have a level of faith. And one of the quickest ways to increase your faith is to get around people who've already done it, because they have figured it out. Biggest mistake I see people do is trying to figure this out all on their own. We're not meant to figure everything out on our own. We're here to collaborate, to work with people, to work next to someone and see how they did it. Instill this belief in you. Anything you want to do, if you're willing to sacrifice, if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to be disciplined enough, if you're willing to be consistent enough, if you're willing to approach it from a level of like, if I don't get it on the first try, second try, third try, fourth try, I'm still going to keep going, because what's the alternative? I always weigh those options. In my life, in business, if I've never went after business, or if I don't keep pushing and pushing to achieve this level of success with reaching more people, inspiring more people, helping more people lose weight, getting themselves to be sober, getting themselves to find a way to God, then what else am I going to do with my life? Am I just going to chase something because it's a promise? Am I just going to go get a job because it's a guaranteed check? Or am I going to stick to what's built me, what's giving me more life? Because if at the end of the day you're sitting there or you're laying there in your fucking grave, at least you can tell yourself that you did everything you could with your heart. Most people aren't willing to put their heart behind what they do, because the pain of failure outweighs the pain of the reward they gain in the process. What do I mean by that? Failure hurts, because failure reminds me that you still suck. Failure reminds you that there's still some work you have to do. Failure reminds you that you're still not there yet. And that can be painful if you look at it from a perspective of you're never going to achieve it. I know when you're chasing a physique and your arms aren't big yet, your legs aren't big yet, your calves aren't big yet, or you don't have that six pack yet, and you've been trying, it's very easy to just be like, it's just not going to happen. I don't know what to do. I don't have the discipline. It's hard to be consistent. It's very easy to just throw in the towel. But then you just become like everybody else. As I've gotten older, now that I'm 30 years old, I've realized that some people that I grew up with, some people that also wanted to be very successful, create a great body, a lot of them threw in the towel because they can't handle the failures. They can't handle the setbacks. They can't handle not achieving the result in their time frame. Everybody wants the result in their time frame. But the biggest frustrations we'll ever cause ourselves is trying to reach our goals in our time frame versus the time frame that God has for us. And it's not until you realize that if you judge what you're doing based on if I don't get it at this time, then what are you gonna fucking do? What's the alternative? You're just gonna quit and then just live life pursuing just living, just paying bills. And I'm seeing that time after time after time. People just give up. And one thing I've learned, that if you never give up, you'll either be proud that you never gave up and you'll die, or you'll eventually get there. Because most of the time, people get to where they want to go if they don't quit and they just extend their time frame. They understand that it's long view. I might not have it today, but if I continue, then I know one day I'll be where I want to be. And ultimately, when you do achieve what you want to achieve, you're not so proud of what you gained, but who you've become. It happened to me on my second bodybuilding show. My first bodybuilding show, I came in 6th place. I've been working out at that point for 10 years. And in my second bodybuilding show, it was the hardest thing that I ever did. And once I got this trophy, I realized that the trophy wasn't as significant as what I was able to push myself through. You can achieve the goals and dreams that you have for yours and vision. Just most of the time, don't listen to 99% of the people that you're around. Only listen to that 1% who do encourage you. And most of the time, the people who tell you that you can't do it are never doing better than how you want to be. And that 1% who tell you that you can't do it ultimately either have what you want or also believe in themselves because they're on their own journey. So take that with you today. God bless you.